Has Braun ever given you like a certain piece of advice? Or
Know that basketball is something that you do. It's not who you are. Everything he does is at a high level.
So are you allowed to game? Because, like, you know, your KD's probably low, and since you die so much, like,
That's
maybe
crazy.
you'll break.
That's crazy.
Yo,
You're
he
like,
just disrespect you like that. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Faye Swag with my co-host Matt, and
Yes,
today
sir.
joining the lobby is gonna be Max Christie of the Los Angeles Lakers. Man, what's going on, boss?
Nothing much, man. I'm happy to be here. I appreciate y'all having me. You know, it's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. So,
Super nice.
yeah, I'm chilling right now. It's kind of warm.
Yeah, so I'm happy to be here. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, so you guys are gearing up. You guys are in the middle of the playoffs right now. You know what I'm saying? How has that been just overall, like just that aspect of just preparation for like leading up all the way through the season?
Yeah, the preparation for playoffs is way different compared to the
sure.
regular season. You know, you're seeing opponents in regular season. You see them once, twice, maybe 3 or 4 times a year. But this year, or, you know, in the playoffs, you're going up against a team 4 consecutive times at least, up to 7 consecutive times. So, you know, we're going to be playing each other a lot. You know, we know our tendencies. We know theirs. They know ours. So, you know, for us, it's just trying to do our best to make a, you know, an accurate game plan. And so it's a lot of fun. You know, guys are ready to go. It's
For
the most
sure.
fun time of the year. Really, it's what you play all year for. So we're really looking forward to a good challenge.
That's awesome, man. I mean, bro, first, I just wanted to ask you your journey leading up to the NBA. Obviously, Lakers fans know who you are, but we have a lot of viewers that are UFC fans, just gamers in general. So I wanted to kind of hear your story out. I know you're from Illinois, and kind of where'd you come from?
Yeah, so I'm from Arlington Heights, Illinois. It's a northwest suburb, not too far from Chicago.
Yeah,
so
how far is it from Chicago?
on a bad day with traffic, you get 45 to an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's something you could definitely go into town on the weekend. And
Yeah, no, it's easy. It's a pretty easy drive. But yeah, so I'm from Arlington Heights. You know, not the biggest suburb, but you know, so I went to a high school called Rolling Meadows High School, which is a public school. So I started playing basketball when I was young, and then played varsity as a freshman and went through that whole process.
Ooh, okay. How was that?
Damn.
Yeah, how was that like? Just like being a freshman, and did the varsity guys kind of like put a little pressure on you, or were they like kind of like trying to like toughen you up, or like how was
Yeah.
that? How was that process?
Well, I think to start, it was definitely like a little, not testing me, but I was on edge for sure. Being
sure.
around a bunch of, you know, older guys. But
Yeah.
2 of my best friends were, you know, seniors. When I was a freshman, they were seniors on the basketball team.
oh, so that makes it pretty
yeah,
easy.
yeah. They took care of me. We played, you know, a lot of Call of Duty after practice and stuff like that. So,
Tough.
yeah, a lot of good memories with that. So, so I played varsity all 4 years. You know, I did some, you know, extra stuff. You know, I played for USA Basketball when I was 16.
See, that's crazy. I did read about that. That's fire. Tell me about that, bro. Like, so you were 16 and you guys went to Brazil?
Yeah, I went to Brazil. So,
That's insane.
What?
it was the U16 FIBA Americas is what it was called.
Fire.
So we had big training camp or tryouts, if you will. You know, it was invite only. I got invited. I made the team. I think it was 12 people, 12 roster teams.
How many
So
people tried out for it?
I want to say somewhere around 50, 60 maybe.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit less. That might be a big number, but there was a decent amount of people. So
Cool.
I was lucky enough to be able to represent my country at 16 years
At
old.
16 is insane.
Yeah,
How
so-
was Brazil, bro? Like, that must have been just like, that must have been crazy.
Yeah, it was cool. That was my first time really in a different continent, not, you know, continent at least in South America. So I was in a whole different country, you know, different culture, different food, different everything. So it was cool to experience that at a really young age. And we ended up winning gold. We beat Canada in the gold medal game. And so, you know, that was, you know, a great experience for me for sure. So
Of course.
that was a part of my journey.
So you have a gold medal at the crib, back at the crib. You have a gold medal.
Yeah.
How many people can say that? That's
Facts. That's crazy.
And so, you know, going through high school, I was a McDonald's All-American, Nike Hoop Summit, you know, a
He's
bunch
him.
of stuff.
Him.
So,
Damn.
yeah, so I had a good high school career for sure, and that led me to Michigan State, where I was there for a year. My freshman year, we went to the tournament, lost to Duke in the second round, unfortunately, but it was a fun year. It was a good time, you know, seeing all my teammates and sort of living that college life. It was a good time for sure. And then after 1 year, I decided to go pro. Got drafted by the Lakers, 35th pick in the second round last year. This is going on year 2 for me. You know, towards the end of year 2, now we're in the playoffs, so. Been quite the journey for me. I've been a couple places. You know, basketball has taken me a lot of places, so I'm grateful for it.
That's cool, man. You were talking about the USA team and stuff like that. I don't know if you saw their roster. You definitely saw the roster and it got announced. Do you think, one, like you'll definitely want to play for Team USA again someday? And 2, what do you think of the roster?
Yeah.
You know, that's insane.
Yeah,
It's
no.
stacked.
Well, playing for your country at the highest level, which is the Olympics, that's definitely a goal of mine.
For sure.
You know, I did it once, sort of at a little bit of a lower level, and not many people can say they've won a gold medal.
At
Let alone
16?
Yeah,
At
facts.
16?
Yeah.
I mean,
Insane.
at 16, let alone guys that are on pro guys that are on the team now, let alone compete in the Olympics, have a gold medal in the Olympics. So that's a goal of mine for sure, just to represent your country at the highest level.
Yep.
And going back to the second question, yeah, the team is stacked. Man, they got the best pros in the world. We added Joel this year. He got his citizenship in the United States. So
yeah,
that's
and the fact that we got Joel is insane.
it's a big addition for the team for sure. He's gonna be a problem in Paris where they're playing at. So I'm looking forward to watch that for sure.
And was the FIBA when you were 16? Was that just like a whole separate event, or was that part of like the FIBA with like other like sports and stuff like that going on?
It was mostly basketball. It was just a bunch of different countries playing basketball there. It wasn't like the Olympics where there's all different events going on. No, it was just basketball there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I've always wondered this, bro. So during the draft, right? I know you were there when they chose you. Do you know you're going to a team like when you show up? Like, do you know what team you're going to? Do you speak to them prior, or is it like a surprise?
Teams will tell you they're interested in you, but I had honestly being drafted by the Lakers.
Did you know the Lakers were going to draft?
I didn't.
No way.
I had no idea until Rob called me, our GM called me 5 minutes before I got picked.
What?
Yeah. So I didn't, you have an idea of where you're going to get drafted.
Yeah.
And you look at the teams in that area, but a lot of the time it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go.
Yep.
It doesn't go the way it's planned. And so it was 100% a curveball. I did not expect to come
But
here.
to the Lakers is
Yeah.
crazy. What was your favorite team growing up?
Chicago.
Bulls.
Of course, yeah, Illinois.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's no better place to start your career, really, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, what?
it's the biggest franchise in the world, in the NBA. People from all over the world know the Lakers. So,
For sure.
I've been really blessed to, be a part of this organization for 2 years. So it's been a lot of fun.
That's cool,
Yeah.
man. Tell me more about your like college experience. So like you had played for 1 year, and towards the end it was like you chose to put your name in the draft, but you still kept your eligibility.
Yep.
What was that moment? Was there a moment where you're like, man, I'm full tilt, I'm going to the league?
I would say, well, like you said, I started sort of, we call it testing the waters. So
Yep.
I'm testing the waters a little bit, going through workouts with teams, really just trying to get their feedback, what they think about my game.
For sure.
Where am I going to get drafted? And so I had a really good pre-draft. Pre-draft's about 2 or 3 months. Starts now. My little brother's in it right now. Starts now going until July.
I did peep that. Your brother sees he's gonna put his name in the
Yeah, he's doing the same thing that I did.
Yeah.
Exact same thing.
Cool,
So,
cool.
Yeah, it's about 2 or 3 months. You're just working out. You're working hard every day, twice a day. So that's what I was doing. I felt confident in my game. I started working out for these teams.
Yep.
Teams are giving good feedback, and so I'm like, it's my dream. So I've been working for my whole life. So
Fire.
I'll do it, and I did it, and it's worked out, very nicely.
That's crazy. So you and your brother's going through that whole process. Have y'all played one-on-one a lot growing up?
Yeah, we did a lot growing up. We got along really well. We didn't really fight at all, but we played when we were younger. We haven't really played in a long time. but
Time.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's gonna be he's gonna be up here someday, whether it's this year or whenever. But he's gonna be effective for sure.
If you guys played on one-on-one, what's the score? Up to 11.
I'm winning 11. He could probably get a good 6 or 7.
Oh,
Good 6 or 7. Giving him
six
some-
piece is
giving him-
crazy.
Giving him some credit, but yeah, he's good, man. He's gonna be really good.
So growing up in Chicago, or not Chicago, like just in Illinois in general, Portillo's. I always hear
Oh,
about this.
yeah.
I always hear about this place in Illinois.
You ever been?
I went to one out here in Phoenix, or I went to one. Sorry,
Wow.
I grew up in Phoenix, and they had one out there, and I remember trying. I was like, "It's cool," but I feel like in Chicago, it's crazy.
What is it?
It's just your, not your average. It's way above average, but it's your burger, hot dogs.
Okay.
The Glicks.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really good. I mean, yeah, Portillo's big out in the Midwest, especially in Illinois. I got one right next to my house where I grew up, so I go there pretty.
Go there
frequently.
pretty often.
Yeah,
What was
pretty
your order?
It depends. Usually, I just get a double cheeseburger, some fries. They got the chocolate cake shake. That's a big one.
Ooh.
Chocolate cake shake is a hot commodity when it comes to Portillo's. So
Chocolate. I mean, hey, they gotta let me know in the comments. The chocolate cake, we gotta try it, man.
Facts, we
everybody
do.
from Illinois.
Do they have one in LA?
back me up here.
I don't think so, right?
No, I don't know.
You would know.
I would know.
Yeah, he's
They
like,
might
yeah.
have one, but not around here. At least. Yeah,
So with the pizza, who you got? You got New York pizza, or you guys like Chicago?
Chicago. Lou Malnati's. Everybody's Lou Malnati's, Giordano's in Chicago. Lou Malnati's my go-to.
Is your
Okay.
go-to?
That's my go-to. Every time I go back home, from here, it's at least once. Every time. Of
course,
Deep
yeah.
dish. Man, It's phenomenal.
You like deep dish, man?
Nah, I don't. I've only had it once though. To be fair, only once. So
Where'd you have
I
it
gotta
at?
try more. Orlando, Florida.
Come on,
Kind of far
man.
from Chicago. I know.
Deep dash, deep
Deep dish.
deep
If you
dish in
ask,
Orlando.
yeah, go to Chicago, have it. I think AD's from Chicago too. I
Yep.
think he's a Giordano's guy.
Okay.
I'm a Lou Malnati's guy, so
You guys ever talk about just like overall, just like growing up in Illinois and stuff like that?
a little bit. I
Yeah.
mean, it'll come up on road trips sometimes,
Yeah.
or in cities, and maybe we like a city, talking about what other cities we like to go to and stuff. So yeah, it'll come up a little bit.
That's
Fire, bro. So, bro, being a Laker, when you were a rookie, like when you first came on the team, did you have any rookie duties? I've heard that sometimes teams do that. What did you have to do? I'm so curious.
Well, I had it pretty easy actually. I think in years past it's been way tougher, and it also depends on the vets that you got. So my rookie year when I first started, we had, I would say, the people that really, Russ, Pat Bev, and
Pat Bev for sure. I feel like would.
Russ, Pat Bev, and Dennis. Those
Okay.
are probably
Oh.
Dennis Schroeder. Those are probably the three that had me do the most, but they really didn't have me do a lot. Really, I'd say the basics for rookie duties, at least with the Lakers, you got to get before practice. Everybody needs shower towels.
Okay,
Everybody
so
in
you
their
got
locker.
to come out with a bunch of towels and just set up.
Yeah,
set 'em
just
down.
like get there early, get to the locker room early, and everybody
Yeah.
likes 2 towels per person. So
Okay.
2 towels in every locker. If someone wants more, they get more. Whatnot. You just got to know what they like.
Yep.
What else? Food before flights. It's always mandatory. You text in the group chat. You want food? Let me know.
way.
I'll bring it
That's
to the
cool.
plane. And usually, the 2 spots that I did my rookie were Chipotle and Cane's. Those are the closest to the facility. In the
Okay, so
airport.
you would go and or you would go get a huge order of
Yep.
whatever, like Cane's, Chipotle, and then take it back.
Yeah. So it also helps in that scenario. Like the more rookies you have, the more you can split it up.
Okay.
I was a rookie by myself, but I had 2 other rookies that were 2 ways. So they were
Yep.
back and forth between the G League and the NBA. And so when they were here with me, we'd split it up. So that's another. Food is big. They guys want food for flights.
For sure.
Sometimes they don't like the food that's on the flight. They want their own meals. So you got to be specific. It's got to be warm. Like they don't want cold foods. So.
Yeah.
Have
Did
you had
have-
like a team dinner where they gave you the check?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was
Nah,
gonna
yeah,
ask.
I saw like this one time. I think it was like this NFL
That's a
player.
big one. But
he,
no.
he got stuck with this check at dinner. It was like 21,000. They got like a ton of bottles of champagne. It was crazy.
Yeah, no. I had it pretty easy. And so I think too, if you're on top of your stuff, if you don't fight it, if you just do what you're told, they'll go easy on
They'll
you.
go easy
you
on
fight
you?
it, try to think you're above the rookie duties. No, I'm not grabbing this for you. You can get it yourself. It's over with. Yeah, you're getting haunted for the rest of yeah, it's bad.
That's
So,
fire. So like when you first got to the league, right? And you get that first check. When you got that first check from the league, what was the first thing you spent it on?
Yeah.
You bought.
I would say I really saved a lot of my checks, but I will say the first big purchase that I had was an Audi Q8. It was my first car.
Okay. Fire.
I bought an Audi Q8. My parents have it now. I gave it to them, and so I got a new car. I got a Tesla this year, so
Tesla.
Let's go. Which
Yeah.
one?
Model S. Yeah.
The
So
fire.
fast.
You're a Tesla guy, is it?
Fast, bro.
Crazy, yeah.
It's fast.
really nice. So, but yeah, that was my first big purchase. When I got to the league. So
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's dope. So playing in the NBA your first year, did you have any starstruck moment where you're like, oh my God, I'm in the NBA, like
Yeah.
this is happening right now?
I would say first time I played Kevin Durant. So he's my favorite player growing up.
Oh, nice.
Watching him on the Thunder with Russ, James.
Yep.
And 2, playing with Russ. I'm watching the Thunder because I was a huge KD fan. And
Yep. So you saw Russ play and all that stuff.
Yeah, and now he's my teammate. That's a big one.
That's crazy.
Meeting Bron, meeting AD. I mean, you meeting all these superstars that you watch as a kid, you're growing up with.
Yep.
And so those are starstruck moments. But first time we played KD was in Brooklyn last year. It was the first time we played him. And so I'm out there. I'm guarding him sometimes.
You're like, you switch on the screen. You're like, oh yeah, this is real. Like, oh, this is
Exactly.
real. Like,
he trying to get in the post and go into his little
Man.
his package. So
Yep.
that was a starstruck moment for me. First time playing against
Bro.
him because I grew up watching him as my favorite player.
for sure. Do you have a welcome to the league moment where you're like, dang, like this is a little different in college and like what I'm used to. Like, this is crazy.
I think it's definitely adjustment from college to NBA. Just team structure, learn the rules.
Yep.
As simple as the rules of the game, really. Like in college, you can sit in the paint. There's 3 seconds in the paint in the NBA. There's
Yep.
a bunch of rules that you got to adjust to. But when it comes to a welcome to the NBA moment, I said this on a different podcast. It was we played Phoenix in Phoenix. I think all I got Bron's out, 80's out. So I'm getting a chance to play.
Yep.
And I'm guarding Chris Paul, CP, and he comes he comes off the screen or a screen's being set. He goes and rejects it, and I'm trying to catch. He's kind of by me, so I'm trying to catch up. Hits me with the
cross, and you just
good snatch back. And so I'm my hips are turned. I'm off balance.
Yeah.
I'm out of the play. It comes back off. Hits a shot. And then the worst part is when you're running back down the other way.
Yep.
And so I'm running to the corner in front of their bench. And so
they're
they're
talking.
Yeah, they're heckling me, man. They're heckling me. Where you going, young fella? He ain't over there. So being a young rookie, you walk in, you literally just got torched. You running down right in front of their bench. You just hear it, behind you. So
he not over there, rookie.
yeah. Where you going, young fella? You ain't over there.
That's fire.
Nothing over there, young fella.
That's funny, bro.
That's crazy. So playing 1 year in college and then transitioning to the NBA, how did you deal with like the anxiety of, the fame and all the huge stadiums? Like, how did you deal with that?
I think it just comes with experience. The more games you play, and that usually comes with that time, they say time heals everything. And I think experience, the more time I've been with the Lakers, I've gotten used to it a lot more. But, like we said earlier, Lakers are the biggest franchise in the world.
Yeah, you're right in the spot. Got thrown right into the spotlight.
Yep. And so, a lot of things, everything you do gets scrutinized, or it's, one game, you have a good game and you're the best player.
You have a good game with the Lakers. You're the Laker hero. Like Los Angeles is like, yo.
Yep.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like they love you.
And then maybe the next game you don't play so well, and now all of a sudden you're not that great, right?
Lake Show on Twitter is just talking. I'm like, Lake, chill, bro.
They're great.
Chill.
They're really, they're really passionate, which is
For
great.
sure.
Some of them are, like I said, some of them they're with you when you're high and they're not with you when you're low. So that just comes with the nature of the beast. I think that's with any NBA team, any professional sport. So for me, it was just experience, really, playing all these games and believing in myself. And I've done a lot of work on my mental side of the game, and all that stuff. So it takes a lot of work for sure. I've worked hard on it. So that's how you really start to adjust to that.
Of course.
stuff.
And which stadium outside of LA would you say is like the most intimidating, but also like just like the most fun to be at?
Boston, Celtics, Lakers rivalry. Those games are always.
Them Boston fans got to be talking crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
It's it dates back to Magic and Larry, right? So that rivalry's been going on, and it will go on for years. And so those stadiums, that stadium in particular is always jumping. MSG, New York,
of course.
Knicks
legendary.
obviously are another huge franchise globally. So Lakers, Knicks, it's a must-watch game, right? And especially in Madison Square Garden.
For sure.
That's the mecca of basketball. So I'd say those two are probably top two.
And besides stadiums, what city do you like when you travel?
Miami's a hot favorite, I think, around the league. LA's a hot favorite around the league.
For sure.
Just the weather, super tropical.
Of course, yeah.
A lot of things to do there. So those are probably the best ones.
It's fire.
Yeah.
So being in the Lakers, bro, playing with LeBron. All right. So first, were you a fan of his prior? And like, tell us like a fun LeBron story that you have.
Yeah, I was a fan of LeBron's prior for sure. He's the GOAT of our generation. You can argue he's the GOAT. Other people argue MJ's the GOAT.
What do you say?
It's up to
MJ or LeBron, Max Christie?
Being from Chicago.
There's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
Being from Chicago, I think Mike is the GOAT. I think LeBron is the best. Best skill, the highest IQ, the hands down best basketball player.
Yep.
I think Mike is the greatest.
Okay.
Just because of what he did for the game, what LeBron's done for the game, but 6-0 in the finals, leads the league in scoring multiple times, defensive player of the year multiple times. Now, you can argue. Everybody's got their debates.
Everyone has their debates.
LeBron
But also,
is LeBron, all-time leading scorer, top 5 in assists, 4 rings, 3-1 cup. There's so many. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a fun argument.
It is. But I got Mike as the GOAT. I got LeBron as the best of all time. So
I like that.
Well,
yeah, that's good.
they're both great.
And you what about like growing up in Illinois when Derrick Rose was playing for the Bulls, bro? Did you ever go to a game when it was prime Rose? Like,
Yeah.
How was that?
I went to a Knicks game when Melo was on the Knicks. D Rose obviously on the Bulls, so that was fun.
that when he had the insane? No, wait. I swear I thought he had a crazy clip in MSG. But anyways,
It was in Chicago, though. It was in Chicago. But, yeah, that was cool. D Rose is an icon in our city for sure. It's, hurts to see what happened to him with all his injuries, but youngest MVP ever in the NBA, and he's an icon in the city for sure. Everybody knows D Rose. If you're from Chicago, you're a Bulls fan. So, yeah, he's a legend.
Did you ever go see him like like growing up, I remember like when I was like 6th or 5th grade, my dad was always in tune with like the local like basketball. Whenever we would hear about a player, we would go to the gym and go watch somebody. Did you ever do that? Like when you're younger, like, yo, I'm hearing like Jabari Parker was like insane in Illinois as well too.
I don't think I really went to games. Actually, I take that back. Jalen Brunson when he was with Stevenson. So Jalen Brunson,
he's from Illinois too.
From Illinois.
Wow, okay.
So obviously he's on the Knicks now. He's arguably the MVP candidate. So
Yeah, he's nasty.
How was he in high school?
Cold, man. So yeah, he played for Stevenson. I think it was a sectional game or something like that.
Just went nuts.
Yeah, I mean, he just went crazy. So I remember going watching that. I didn't know him at the time. I know him now. So he's cool. But yeah, man, like you said, you're going to these games. You're seeing Jabari Parker, Jahlil Okafor, Jalen
Illinois
Brunson.
has insane just high school players. It's
AD. We got a lot of good players that came out of Chicago.
It's crazy because, like, for me, bro, like, because I used to play AAU growing up and stuff like that. So you could always, by the time you were like 16, 15, you could see, okay, they're going to be D1 and go into the league. And I remember I had this one moment where I knew, I was like, you know what, basketball is probably not for me. We were in AAU tournament. We were playing in Vegas. We were playing at Bishop Gorman, and we were going against this AAU team. They had a star player on there named Jordan McLaughlin. He's on Minnesota.
Yep.
But in high school, he was.
Yeah.
But like from looking at him, like he's 6'3", you know, like kind of like almost a little bit taller than me. But I'm like, okay, like
you got him.
I'm like, okay. So we line up. We're playing first play of the game. First play of the game. The point guard's at the top. I'm guarding him on a key, and he does a back door on me. So he fakes boom, and I get caught on it. So he gets it on the baseline and just rises up and dunks on my teammate. And I said like this, I said, oh yeah, I mean, this ain't for me.
It's over with.
This ain't for me, man. So that's when I was like, okay, maybe basketball isn't really what I think it is, you know?
Found a pretty good alternative, my friend. You found a real good alternative.
And he dunked on my teammate, and I said, oh, we ended up losing by like 30. Got absolutely crushed. Was there a moment growing up when you were like, yeah, I'm going to the league for sure?
I would say really, I had no other plan as a kid.
Yep.
I'm going to the league.
But you could see like you were just way better than everybody else. Do you have a moment where you're like, I'm just him? Like,
yeah, I would say junior, senior year of high school, both of those 2 years. I mean, like I said, I had no other plan other than going to the league.
Yep.
And I really, when I was younger, I wasn't that great. I just worked really hard, and I got a lot better, a lot quicker than other people. And when I had a really good junior season and then senior season, McDonald's All-American.
Gatorade Player of the Year, right?
Yep, Gatorade Player of the Year. Playing for USA. I think that was my sophomore year, actually. Starting to sort of pile up some of these things. It's like, yeah, maybe I should. My dream's coming true. Gotta keep working.
Man.
Yeah, keep working, and that's what my parents were saying. So everybody around, just keep working, you'll get there. Keep your head down, keep working, and yeah, I made it basically.
What advice would you have to say to people who like basketball people, like kids who are like 14, 15, who are like have that dream of playing in the NBA? Like, what advice would you give them, to make it to the league?
It's a good question. I would really, it's kind of cliche, but really you just gotta work hard. That's obviously a baseline. You just gotta work hard. And I think the biggest thing for me that I've learned is just really controlling what you can control and just being the best version of yourself. So I think one thing I did in high school too was, and it's just inevitable with all the rankings and social media. You're starting to compare yourself to other players around the country.
Yep.
I was ranked maybe like 15 or something like that in the country, and I'm looking at 14 guys ahead of me and looking at their stats. What are they doing?
You're like, come on, like, why am I ranked 7? Like, why am I 14?
Right, and it's like, I got to get their stats. I got to be better. But, I think one thing I've learned, even being in the NBA, you just got to focus on yourself, be the best version of yourself. And that's all you can ask for, really. So, I've learned that from Bron, too, especially. It seems like everything he does is at a high level, and he really is, from the outside at least, looks like he's being the best version of himself. I mean, everything he does, he's finding every way to recover faster, the way he eats, the way he drinks, the way he sleeps, the way he does recovery. There's just the way he approaches film sessions. Obviously basketball takes care of itself, but really seeing him off the court, on flights, doing recovery on flights, and
really, like, what does he do on the flights? Is he just
got like Normatec boots, and technology these days is crazy.
Crazy,
he's doing
bro.
all sorts of stuff. So, that's the biggest thing I would say. Control what you control, be the best version of yourself, and you got to live with the results. So, so that's what I try to do.
What like has Braun ever given you like a certain piece of advice, or is it just more so like just learning from the way he does things? You're just learning as like a sponge kind of.
It's definitely a lot of a sponge for sure. That's being around. I had really good vets. Being around Russ, MVP, Pat Bev. He's controversial, but the dude knows what he's talking about. He's stuck in the league for a long time.
Yep.
Bron, AD, D'Lo now. There's a lot of guys that have very high pedigree in the league, and so being a sponge, asking questions is a big part, but I think observation is the biggest one for me.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Bron, remember I asked him last year. I was in a little bit of a down period last year just because I wasn't really playing that much, and I had tended to like identify myself with basketball. That's what I've been doing my whole life.
Yep.
So basketball, that's what I thought. Basketball is all I am. That's what I do, right? So I'm not playing, and it's like, well, if basketball is all I am, and I'm not literally playing, it's like, what am I?
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's the thing that I got stuck with in college too, because I was so set on being in the NBA that I just like ran myself into the ground. I'm working out too much. I'm not really going out, having fun with my teammates. So that's something I don't regret it. It was all a learning lesson, but if I could go back and change it, I would, have a little bit more fun. But I was in that same sort of period last year where I was just having trouble. I didn't know what my purpose was really. I said, like, what do you do, or how do you get yourself out of something like this? And his biggest thing was really just you got to find things outside of the game to keep you distracted. And you also got to know that basketball is something that you do. It's not who you are.
Wow.
So for me, I got hobbies like gaming. Call of Duty is a big one. Golf is another one. I like to play cards. I like to play poker with friends. Like, it's just a bunch of small things I like to do outside of basketball that, it really balances my life. For some people, they like to hang out and they have nightlife stuff. That's what they do to balance it.
That's what they do, yeah.
Everybody's got their own thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't personally partake in nightlife, and that's just, something that I don't do. But everybody's got to have a balance. I think, last year before, even a little bit of this year, I've been trying to find that thing, that thing to keep me balanced. And so that's the biggest advice he gave me. So find something outside of what your main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing.
That's huge.
You got to find things outside of the main thing when you're not doing the main thing to, balance your life.
For sure. And that can be applied to anybody in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so like identity
athletes.
is, I don't know, like your identity could be this and that. You know what I mean? But that's great advice. Anybody could take that and run with that, man. Finding something outside of what you do and what your passion is can help balance out that passion and keep it like, I don't know, like fresh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got it. Because I think that's something athletes fall into for sure is they identify themselves with their passion. I'm not speaking for you. I'm sure you had something. You're obviously a huge gamer in the industry. That's what you do.
Yep.
And so, there's going to be highs and lows in whatever you do.
For sure, bro.
And so, in the NBA as an athlete, as a basketball player, there was certain lows for me where I'm not playing.
Yep.
And that's literally what I thought. Like, I am basketball is who I am, and I'm literally not playing basketball. I'm not playing. So it's like, what's my purpose?
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing with everybody outside. You don't have to be an athlete. You could be an entrepreneur, gamer, whatever.
Anything, bro.
So, yeah, it's just something I've learned from him.
It's fire advice.
Bro, I actually think that advice is so good. Even for people that don't do NBA, like for me, I do content, and a lot of times I get so involved in the numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, obviously when my videos are doing well, I'm happy.
Of course.
And as soon as the views start dropping, like even my mood starts dropping.
Yep,
So
100%.
I kind of like understand you in the sense of obviously it's basketball and content different, but you can, I
but
relate
it's all
in you.
relative to the same. I mean, he has a 30-point game. He having the best day of his life. You know what I mean? And then let's say you had a game where your shot wasn't falling. You're in your head, like just with numbers, anything like that.
That's the game, man. It's the game within the game. It's the mental side. That's what I've learned from Bron, and also just being experienced and going through those tough times. That's what a lot of people don't want to go through adversity. They don't want to have failure. I've had a lot of games where I've done some silly things and I've been embarrassed in front of the whole arena. There's other games where I played really well, but the times when you're down and you have some adversity and you have some failure, that's when you learn. All these
for
things.
sure. That's
right?
how when you get better, man. That's
failure.
when you truly...
Failure comes before success every time.
For sure.
You really can't have success before failure, and so that's how I look at it. And like you said, and you're talking about numbers, and the thing that comes to mind is like all the external stuff, right? Your viewers, likes, mentions, reposts,
All
whatever.
that, man.
For athletes, points, rebounds, field goal
Wow.
percentage, wins, losses, whatever. And so I try to stay outside of all the external factors like those and focus on, I've said earlier, control what you can, which is,
For sure.
for me, my attitude, my effort, my body language, things like that. So
It's huge, man.
it's different for everybody, but that's how I go about, doing that stuff for me.
That's awesome. So in NBA contracts, is there any like funny thing in those contracts where you can't do something, say something? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
Have you been fined at all?
No, never been.
I was just curious. I
Never
don't
been
know.
fined. Them fines are hefty.
Man, it's
Text
crazy.
hefty. It comes down to like you got to wear like socks. A lot of guys like to wear their own socks in the NBA.
Oh, wow.
There's a rule. I think it has to have the NBA logo displayed on or something like that. Some
Okay,
rule.
yeah.
And if you don't, you get fined. And,
That's how much you get fined. Do you know the fine is?
I know a tech. I think is $2,500 every tech.
Wow.
Wait,
That's crazy.
2,500 is crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of
yeah.
bread.
That's a lot of money. But yeah, the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about things you can't do, motorcycles. You can't ride motorcycles.
What?
Snowboarding, skiing, anything that's like that you can get seriously injured in, you can't do it.
Can't do. Snowboarding's crazy because I went snowboarding for the first time a month ago, and I literally almost broke both my wrists the first time.
Yeah. You can't do it.
It's the hardest thing ever. I just kept falling on my cheeks, bro. And I would try to catch myself with my hands.
Can't do it. Anything you can get, and it makes sense. I mean, you got teams that are paying you a lot of money to play for their franchise, and you go and get hurt, and you can't play for
Yep.
however long, and it makes sense from a technical standpoint.
And we were talking about that was more so after what happened to Jalen Williams
Jason
in
Williams,
Jason
yeah.
Williams.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Williams, really good player at Duke, very good, commentator now. Yeah, he got into a little accident. so,
Motorcycle, man. Hey.
yeah.
So are you allowed to game? Because like I feel like, your KD's probably low, and since you die so much, like
That's
maybe
crazy.
you'll break.
That's crazy. Yo,
you're
you
like,
just disrespect you.
maybe
like
you'll
that.
break your controller and hurt your wrist. Like, are you allowed to game?
Yeah, you're allowed to game for sure. It's a big thing. A lot of the guys on Lakers, play Call of Duty, play video games in
Yep.
general. So, game is a big part. I know it's a big thing. I think everybody really games. Not
That's
everybody,
awesome.
but
You guys game on the road at all?
for sure.
For sure.
You got to have a
Who brings
laptop.
it?
Well, everybody brings it. So I have my own laptop.
Okay.
Guys usually buy laptops. So I play on a PC, and I bought a laptop not too long earlier
That's
this
fire.
season to bring on the road.
Fire.
Some guys, after they play Xbox, they bring their consoles, stuff like that. I used to play Nintendo a lot, bring my Nintendo Switch on the road. So yeah, you game on the road for sure.
Who's the best COD player on the team? Because AD swears to me he's the best. He swears
Yeah.
he is.
We got a couple good players, but I'm gonna go ahead and say me.
You? Okay.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah, we got some good players. You got me, D'Lo, AR, AD. Jackson plays a little bit. TP plays. Cam plays. We got a bunch of players. Yeah, we're good.
You're the best. Okay, okay. Tell me like your gaming history, like growing up, like as you obviously your basketball was your main passion, but gaming, I'm sure you played some video games growing up. Tell me about that, like where you started on and stuff like that.
So my first real experience with gaming was my dad. He had we're a big Nintendo family.
Okay. Cool,
fire.
cool.
Played a lot of Nintendo. My favorite franchise of gaming is Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
I've never played. Have you ever played it, man?
I've never played. Can
Yeah,
you believe
so-
that?
I played a lot of those games growing up.
Fire.
So I was a big Nintendo kid growing up for sure. And then as I got a little bit older, I started branching out into my first console was Xbox 360. That was my first console.
Tough.
First Call of Duty was Black Ops 2. And so
Best COD of all time.
I agree.
Let's go.
I agree.
Yeah, so you started a little bit late, but
I
you are a
started
little
late.
bit younger, so it definitely it
Started
balances.
late. I
out.
missed out on a lot of fan favorites, MW2 and Black Ops 1. And
You ever go back and play those?
I played the only thing they remastered COD 4.
They did, which was a
remember
little
that.
midish.
Yeah,
little
yeah.
I
midish.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
a little midish.
That's really that's as far back as it'll go. Black Ops 2 and the remastered of COD 4. That's it.
Okay, give me top 3 CODs.
Start with 3.
3. I was gonna probably COD 4. I mean, it wasn't great compared to what it was back in the day.
COD 4 is crazy to put in top 3, but you can keep on going. For it.
It's good. It's good.
Like you said, because if I put any, all these newer games like Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare,
BO3?
no, that's my number 2. That's my number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
That was gonna be my number 2. BO3 is number 2 for the multiplayer, but for me, it was a big zombies game.
Amazing
Wow.
zombies.
You played zombies,
Bro, yeah, and they
Huge
released
zombies.
all the remastered maps after.
When they remastered Origins, I was
I love
there.
Origins.
They were crazy. It was crazy.
The ice staff was my staff.
Yeah.
What was yours?
I think mine was the wind. I think I went
Okay.
for the wind staff.
That one's
Wasn't
good.
the best, but I like the little. It was yellow, right?
Yeah, yellow.
Ice staff.
Ice staff was the
Ice
best,
staff
bro.
was
Once you
cold.
upgraded it, so you can
Ice staff
upgrade
was
it.
cold. What was it?
Oh,
Ice,
man.
wind, lightning,
Fire.
yeah, cold.
Best
But
map.
yeah, they had like Shadows of Evil. Darius and Drax, my favorite zombies map of all time.
Okay.
I'm the lightning, but I went for the lightning ball on that one.
Nice.
But anyway, so Black Ops 3 is 2, and then like I said, Black Ops 2 is 1.
Black Ops 2.
What was your favorite gun in Black Ops 2?
AN-94.
Oh, that one's legendary.
Fire.
Legendary.
MSMC's close second, but AN-94, bro. The iron sights were great.
It was
Clean.
fire.
It was really
man.
the reload animation.
It's
so
like the,
clean.
like,
yeah,
it's like
the way you
clipped
hit
it
the
off.
mag and
Yeah,
the sound.
yeah.
Yeah.
Clean.
But
It's like little things like that in COD like that make the games cool. Like just like the little sounds and stuff like that. Like that's why I loved NW20. Did you like 2019?
yeah,
Modern Warfare 2019?
I think that revolutionized Call of Duty for sure. The
Crazy.
way-
The slide cancel and all that stuff.
the movement, and then the creative class system
Oh,
changed
yeah.
it completely.
True,
and
true,
I don't
true.
mind the
Yeah,
creative
pick
class system.
10.
Pick 10 is great, but I don't mind how
gunsmith?
customizable you can make your gun.
For
It's
sure.
different for everybody. Obviously, there's some attachment that you should never throw on a gun. But
Never, never.
yeah. Some scopes and fucking. shit
AD
like
when
that.
I first met him, bro. Yeah, we had played, and I remember I died and I started spectating him. And this was in Warzone 1, so this is the first like 3-4 months in Warzone.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I see he had a kilo,
Huh?
100 round
Oh
mag.
my god, the kilo.
He had the 100 round mag and like
The kilo was cold.
one of the weird iron sights. I said, Ant, what are you running right now?
It's like the double drum, the double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call it the titties. He had a titty gun, man.
Yeah, this you were moving slow as hell with that.
Bro,
too.
I was like, Ant, what are you doing? He's like, nah, bro, you
The
got to help me out. I don't know what
I
I'm doing.
forgot. The kilo, the M4, the growl. Oh my god.
Oh,
What's your favorite meta of all time in Warzone?
The ground meta was tough. That little the HRM's got the iron sight now. That little iron sight on it.
Yep.
legendary.
That was tough. DMR meta in Cold War. Oh my god.
dude.
You're sniping people from
Bro, two
Way
tapping
off.
from anywhere on the map.
I think I hated the snake shots, bro.
Which version? The first ones? The first in Warzone
Yeah,
one?
I think the Kimbo snake shot. I could not.
You could blame
stand
him for
Yeah,
that.
that was me. That was all me, bro.
I couldn't stand those, bro.
He started
I'm running
it.
into a room and boom, I'm down instantly. It's like, bro, I didn't get a chance to
I
react.
literally remember when it started because I remember it was a tournament we were playing on that day. It was like one of the first couple weeks of
Yeah.
Warzone, and everybody was running the MP5. But in pubs, I would always run the snake shots. So I'm like, in this tournament, I'm about to run the snake shots.
Yeah.
I don't know what these guys are doing.
Oh.
I ended up running and we win the tournament, and then I made a video, and then all of a sudden it just started just like domino effect. Everybody's running.
Yeah, it was freaking elite. Bro.
Crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, the ground meta was huge. I used to run that all the time, and then DMR meta, I used to run that all the time. Definitely didn't like the snake shots. The meta now is solid. I like the meta.
Subverters,
right
we talked about. I remember we talked about 80s party.
now. Subvert is great. I think the Renetti thing got there. That gun was like
Bro.
the Swarm with no recoil.
Yo, it was
and you
insane.
can hit it from a distance.
Bro, it was literally killed so fast. I got so annoyed day one.
It's still good now, but when it was oh my god, it got nerfed fast too. But when it wasn't nerfed,
You could kill a whole squad with one clip.
yeah, I love the HRM. It's been the most consistent SMG for a minute.
Can't go wrong with
the
it,
Ram
man.
9 fell off. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, they nerfed it to the ground literally just like yesterday.
Yeah, I've been running the MCW SMG loadout.
No, that's
Or the-
it. That's it.
the
That's
Raven
the one.
kit?
Yeah, that's the one
That-
right
Really?
there.
I haven't heard
I
of
told
it.
you he's tapped in.
You are tapped
He's
in. That's
tapped
crazy.
The MCW with the Raven kit is tough. Subverter's probably the best AR. I've been running the whole girl a little bit too. The Ram's obviously a great option too.
Yep.
Have you been playing Warzone since it came out?
Yep. I played it when it first came out.
Wow. So you're like an OG Warzone
I haven't been
player.
like really consistent, but I did play it when it first came out. I started playing.
Damn. And how's your schedule like? How do you fit in gaming into your schedule?
Hey, give us
Yeah.
a day like a day in the life of like when you have a game. Like what does that look
Game
like?
day?
Do you game after? You know what I mean? Just game day. Yeah.
I usually don't play video games before the game.
Before a game.
But on a typical game day, we'll say we got shoot around. So we got shoot around at 10.
Yep.
I usually like to go in a little bit early, probably around. I'll wake up. If shoot around's at 10, I'll wake up at 8:30.
8:30. Okay.
I'll wake up at 8:30. I'll leave the house by 9. Get there to the facility 9:15, 9:20. Eat my breakfast.
What do you usually eat for breakfast?
My go-to 4 eggs scrambled. I got cheese, tomatoes, mushrooms, bacon, and ham.
And they make that at the facility.
I'm getting a little hungry.
So I do that, and then I got hash browns on the side.
Got
I don't like to eat like pancakes and waffles too much.
Very heavy. Very heavy.
Yeah, on the road sometimes it's all you can get.
True.
but when I can, avoid it, I tend to.
Yep.
So yeah, I go there and eat. Sorry, at like 9:20 ish. I'll get into the weight room around 9:45 ish. Sort of warm up my body a little bit. Got shoot around at 10.
Yep.
We'll say shoot around's an hour or 30 minutes. 30 minutes to an hour. 10:30, 11. I like to lift after shoot around.
Okay,
gotta
so you lift on
yeah.
game. Yeah, kind of tell me about that because I always like growing up. I always thought it was odd, but I mean, obviously, there's definitely advantages to
Yeah,
it.
well, I think you got to fit in lifting at some point. Guys like to do it at different times. Guys like to do it not on game days. I think for me, it's just a good way to sort of activate and feel ready. And so I definitely got out of the way. I got to get stronger and still working on that. So I've been lifting a lot. I lift on game days, usually in the mornings, around like 11 or something like that.
Like lift to do. What do you like doing? Like working like chest, like which
I like lower body.
lower body. So like squat. You probably do like a lot of explosive.
Yeah, explosive stuff. But like today, I was in back squats today, and
For sure.
we're doing some weighted pull-ups. And my strength coach Randy's phenomenal, so he gets me right with all that stuff.
Tough.
So I'll lift. After I lift, I always try to do some sort of recovery at the facility.
Okay.
So this is really what I learned from Bron. I don't like to cold tub when I lift. I think it sort of messes up. It's called hypertrophy. It messes up hypertrophy in your body.
Yep.
So I'll do like knees, ice on my knees, a foot bath with ice in it. So you got to keep your ligaments in your joints. It'll put years on your career. So you
For
gotta do
sure.
that. And then so I'll do that, shower, go back home. Like to take a nap. Usually, I like 2 hours.
2 hour nap.
2 hours.
Fire. I mean, I love naps.
Yeah, what?
And
We
at least
all
2
do.
hours. And it doesn't have to be. I don't need to be asleep for 2 hours. I need 2 hours to just really relax.
Yeah,
Lay
okay.
in bed.
Let your brain kind of just
Unwind.
Yeah, just unwind a little bit, relax a little bit. And so 2 hour nap. I'll wake up and I'm leaving the house pretty early. Say it's a 7 o'clock game. I'm probably leaving the house at
you got to account for that LA traffic.
Yep. I'm probably leaving around 3.
Okay, yeah, it's good because I mean that traffic is crazy.
2:33. Get into the arena. Say I give myself an hour to get to the arena from where I'm from or where I live at with the traffic. So I get to games at 7. I get there at 3:34. And then everybody's got their own routines. They got their court times, their treatment times. I do more activation at the arena, stuff like that. And then you go through the game.
Does anybody have any like pregame rituals or something like cool that they do or just like something different like?
Yeah, everybody's got small stuff. I know Bron likes to lay out his whole outfit, like his jersey, his wristbands, like it's everything.
Like lay it out on the floor?
Yep, next to his locker.
No
Okay.
way. That's awesome.
What if somebody accidentally comes over and steps on it?
Yeah, that's an issue.
Really? Has someone done that? Has someone
I
accidentally?
don't think anyone's done it since I've been there, but I've heard stories about it.
What usually happens when they step on his
You
stuff?
get an earful.
Okay.
What are you doing? Watch where you're going. Give me a new jersey, new shorts, new everything.
Do everything. That's
yeah,
fire.
but he's got everybody's got their own stuff.
Does AD have anything he does like before?
I don't see him do anything in the locker room really. It's really when he gets out on the court. He does he's got this thing where he like gallops into a layup. We got this little ritual that we do before every game where AD would be on the baseline. I'm on the wing. AR is at like the top of the key.
Yep.
So AD, if you watch, he throws the ball in the air. We let it come down, blah, blah, blah. And then I got to give everybody thumbs up. Give everybody a thumbs up. Everybody gives me thumbs up back. And then I got to shoot. It's like a 3, so I shoot a 3.
Yep.
Make or miss, whatever. AR's got to shoot it underhanded. A little grainy shot from the 3-point line that 80 shoots a hook.
Okay.
And you got 2 tries. We try to make as many as we can. Sometimes we make all 3. Sometimes we make 2. Sometimes we make 1. But that's just a little ritual we do.
That's
dope.
fire.
Yeah. And then I know AD, after the anthem, he likes to. So we all kind of get like a half circle.
I've seen you guys do it
Yeah, he
before.
does
like
his little
kinda like-
sway.
Yeah.
A little sway. And then we all got to jump at the same time as him.
Yep.
And he'll pump fake sometimes and get guys in the air and, whatever.
Yeah, he'll go like.
Yeah,
Like
he'll
that,
fake
like
it.
that. Yeah, fake it.
So
Yeah,
you got to be on, that says if you're locked in or not. You know what I'm saying? So we do that. And then, and then we get ready for the game. So the game goes on. And then it depends on what I got the next day. If we don't got practice the next day, I'll play a little bit of Call of Duty at night.
Yep.
But if I got to be up in the morning, I'm going to bed.
What time do you usually go to bed at?
It really depends on when I got to get up. I need 8 hours of sleep every night, at least.
At least.
So
Okay.
say I got to, like you said, shoot around at 10. I'm waking up at 8:30. I need to be sleeping by 12:30.
12:30.
So I'm usually in bed by 11:30, 12.
getting ready,
If I'm
yeah,
pushing
yeah.
it, sometimes I'll play a couple extra games, play some more. One more.
Yo, one more. Yo, one
You
more.
get off
One
on a
more.
loss
Max,
or
come
on a
on,
win?
Max. One more.
No, yeah, we don't get off on wins every time. We got off on wins. It might be a while. But we're getting there. We're getting better. Squad's getting better.
You prefer Rebirth or the big map?
I like Rebirth. I do think Rebirth right now, and it's been a hot topic. Everybody's grouping, man. And it's
Stacking. That stacking phenomenon is
everybody's
crazy.
grouping. And I will say, like, Rebirth quads, I think that map is too small for that many people, bro. That shit is.
I don't like quads. Quads are it's the sweatiest.
Even-
Everybody stacks.
Even trio, even ranked, like, it's pretty tight.
I know.
I need it. Where do you land at in Rebirth?
So I always go factory. We always land factory. In pubs because you land there, it does like the little
With the boat, right?
Yeah, with the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's always I literally figured this out, and everyone took it. All the ranked players do it. There's about $15,000 in money just laying around in factory, like massive bags
Yeah.
of like 6K. So you like there's spawns for it too. So every game it won't spawn there, but sometimes it will.
Yeah.
You do that, and then you have about 15K and get loadout instantly.
Yeah. So I land at
Yeah.
tents.
Oh, that's
Okay.
scrappy.
Scrappy.
You don't really get good.
Scrappy.
You maybe get a chest with like a terrible gun. All of a sudden,
There-
a guy comes flying with HR.
Yeah, there's a lot of loot to be had at tents, but it depends on how many people get there.
Oh,
and then you got not factory. What's it called? Right
Control
next to it.
center?
Control.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
sweaty. That's
no,
sweaty.
No, that's when you,
You
go
don't
get your
like
loadout
control.
and then you go to control and start fighting.
Well,
over
we
there.
like to go. I like to go tents, and then I like to go to the houses next to tents, like Granny's
Okay.
house and stuff. Like that.
Yep. Top green and all that stuff.
Yep. And so we'll go there, and control is sweaty for sure. But if you get a hold on control, bro, you get free kills.
Because people start flying
Yeah,
in, you're like,
they
all
try
right,
to get
bro.
their loot back
Yeah,
and stuff. You're right there.
That's fire.
But
What's your
yeah.
most kills on Rebirth?
Most because I've had on Rebirth. I want to say like 25. Or something.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
20 to 25. I don't know for sure. But
What's yours, man? I feel like you got a 25, right?
This season 22.
Oh,
I know.
I think 20 to 25. It's been a while, but
How about you?
I would go for it, man.
What's yours?
I was gonna say, have you guys tried to go for a nuke at all on Rebirth?
no. Someone actually yesterday we were playing. Someone tried to go for a nuke, and I had to ruin it. Sorry.
No.
Well, he was right in front of me, bro.
Yeah, no, you
and the
have
thing is,
to.
they're pinged on the map, so I know where they're at all
Yeah,
time.
you
gotta-
We were at control, and they were coming from prison. I think coming down from prison.
With the element.
Yeah, with the element, you can see the big ass mark on their head. Yeah, so he's right in front of me.
Just gunned him.
Sorry. Yeah, I would say if I had a nuke, I would want nobody to come for me. But
Bro, it's the most like, because you just, as soon as you grab the element, you just feel
You
the
start-
whole
you
map
start-
go.
yeah, bro.
You're in the chat. Hey, yo, stop him from getting a nuke. You're like, dude, come on,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Chill. Stop focusing on me,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. No, I've never gone for a nuke.
What about ranked? What's your rank right now?
Plat 3.
Okay.
I was Diamond 1 last season, and I'm trying to get back. So
Trying to get back.
Damn, you're actually like really good in a high rank for like being so busy. That's actually impressive.
I'm all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
summer you got to go for top 250.
If I can get there, whew, that'd be great. I'm trying to
Crazy.
get Crimson, maybe. Crimson's probably a goal. Because I was
Easy.
Diamond 1.
Easy.
Do you stream?
I have streamed on and off a little bit. I've been
Okay.
testing it out. I got a webcam earlier this season. So I've been trying it out. It's
You should,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
What would be your
I don't think I'm
advice
great.
to him with streaming?
Yeah, I'm not a great streamer.
It's definitely hard for especially a guy like you who's always busy with basketball and stuff like that. I think you should treat like streaming just more so like be able to tap into your hardcore Max Christie
Right,
fans.
right. Yeah, yeah.
That's how you connect with them. You know what I'm saying? And kind of build like that audience. You know, because when you start a stream, those people are there for you.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? When you go to a Laker game, they're a Laker. You know what I'm saying? But a stream is more like that's
agree. I like
they
that.
love me for me. You know?
Right,
Yep.
right. Yeah.
So I think that would just, I mean, like I said, whenever you have time, I think a really cool thing I've seen people do is usually like after a game or just like after something like that. Like
Yeah.
Draymond would do a pod or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
somebody would go live and kind of talk about, I think like during the year, some players from Colorado would go live right after they play a
Yeah,
game
that's actually-
and kind of just talk
You get a lot of viewers from that for sure.
for sure, yeah. So I mean, that's something that if you definitely want to do in the future,
Yeah.
take advantage of that, especially while playing, like going live right after a game, or just like kind of just sitting there, just chopping it up with, you know.
Yeah. I got the bare bones, like OBS. I got bare bones.
Yeah, I saw the webcam.
Yeah, I got the bare bones set up, but we'll upgrade on it.
Hey, if you ever want to get right, just holla at my brother. Will get you right,
Yeah, we'll
bro.
upgrade on it.
PC, a monitor, all that stuff, bro.
So I wanted to ask you. This is for all of us. What's your favorite NBA moment you've seen on TV?
Like growing
like-
up, even
yeah.
just like
Ray Allen 3 Game 6, Miami and
Ooh, that's a
San
great
Antonio. Yeah, I remember I was in my parents' room watching that game, and I was in grade school, so pretty well. What was that 2012, 2013, something like that?
yep.
But yeah, I remember watching it. Brown pulling up for the 3, left wing, misses it. Chris Bosh, offensive rebound. Ray Allen hit the 3. Yeah, I remember that. Pretty vivid. Yep.
Who were you rooting for in that series?
Miami.
Miami, yeah.
Big 3 got Bron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. It's easy to root for. Spurs are great too. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu, they were tough.
And they had Kawhi during that series, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Kawhi. And then another one is Bron's Game 7 block in Golden State.
Oh my God.
That was iconic.
Iconic.
One of the most iconic plays in NBA history. Everybody say the block, you know what they're talking about. So,
Do you ever ask him like, "Yo, how'd you feel? Like, what was that block like?"
Yeah, we've talked about it on the plane actually. He said in his podcast recently too, where he was talking about how, and we've seen it all year, being his teammate, his chase down blocks, and how you see him hauling ass, like you don't want to foul the guy. He gonna track it down, like he said in his podcast. So, yeah, we talk about it. He's got some good stories for sure.
That's fire.
Yeah.
How about you? What's your favorite NBA moment?
Growing up, I think for me it was 2006. Kobe hit the game-winning shot against Phoenix.
Yeah.
He ran down. Yeah, and he did the little jersey thing. Yeah. And I remember going outside my house. I ran outside my house. And our neighborhood was like full of like, it was all kids. So like we all ran out at the same time, kind of like going like, "Yo, did y'all see that? That was crazy." And a lot of the neighbors were Phoenix fans at the time. So I was like,
you're from
Yep. So I was a Laker fan. So I was like rubbing it in their face. We lost the series, but it's
that's iconic. Bro.
Yeah.
Kobe, man, he's a huge influence on this city, on, of course, LA, but even on the world, bro. Like you got guys getting tattoos of Kobe on them, and
bro, I literally have one.
Yeah,
I literally have
one.
one.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. He's that influential on, though, not even just basketball, like just the world. So.
The world, man. Basketball's worldwide. So like being like a part of Lakers, just being in the league. Like, what is it like for you? Like, even just like maybe like going somewhere in LA or anywhere really? Do people go like? They recognize you, or like, how is that? Like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, you get spotted every now and then. So I remember we were in Washington, we're in DC, and we're across the country.
Yeah,
and I'm going out and just walking around and getting spotted by Laker fans in Washington DC. Like,
that's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally across the country, and you got fans, they're diehard. So yeah, you definitely get spotted, and it's cool just to sort of be, a little bit of a figure, out here, especially out here in LA.
For sure.
Arguably one of the greatest cities in the world. So, yeah, I mean, definitely feels nice. It's, you got a good feeling about it, and you worked hard for it. So it feels good to sort of have it and see it just get, in full effect when you're going out and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you had like went anywhere and they get food's on me. No, we got you covered. You're good.
Michigan State a little bit for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely out here too a little bit. Yeah,
that's cool, bro.
Yeah. People take care of you for sure.
That's awesome, bro. So for me, I've been getting really into like shows, and you told me before the pod that you're a big show guy. So I wanted to ask you two questions. Number one, what's your current show right now? And then after, what's your top 3 shows of all time?
Okay. So right now I'm watching an anime. It's called Jujutsu Kaisen.
Ooh, I've heard about that. I haven't gone into anime.
I've watched it before. I'm just rewatching it.
Wow. Okay.
So rewatching that.
So you're a big anime guy.
Yeah, huge.
Okay, well, besides, give me top 3 anime.
Attack on Titan's my favorite.
That's number 1 for you.
Number 1. One Piece, number 2.
Piece, okay.
You go a lot of different ways with this. I'd say number 3 is probably, it's hard. I'll go Naruto.
Okay.
Pretty cliche, all the, pretty big animes, but
yeah.
I started with Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Z Kai, Dragon Ball Super. I mean, that was my first one, and my dad got me into that. So that's got a deep place in my heart. But Attack on Titan, I finished like that. I mean,
I watched the first season because, bro, I'm not really into anime, but like I had a friend who's like, just watch the first season with me, and I did, and it was fire. But I just didn't stop watching.
Bro, the writing. Once you finish the show, you'll understand. If you finish it, you'll understand. But the writing, the foreshadowing, the plot twist, it's the writing, the way the show was written is impeccable.
I got all the way up to the point where I think it was a female Titan.
Yeah.
and I found out who the female Titan was.
I wish I could rewatch this.
I was getting mad. I'm like, who is it? Like, she's just killing everybody. I'm like, who's the female Titan? And then after that is when I stopped watching.
Damn, you stopped watching after that?
Yeah, bro. I know. I was.
Oh man, I remember. I think it's season 2, episode 12. That was. If y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm saying.
They go.
I think that it might be. It's episode 6 or 12 in season 2. It's in season 2 though.
It's insanity.
The biggest plot twist in season 2. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's when I finished it like that. I just couldn't stop watching it.
Have you watched Attack on Titan?
Bro, no. So my relationship with anime is weird. So growing up, the only quote unquote anime I've seen, I don't even know if it's considered an anime, is Pokemon. So I would watch Pokemon a lot. Anime. Okay, some people say it's not. I don't know why.
It's an anime.
So that's the only anime I've watched.
And you watched the TV show growing up?
You watch
Yeah.
everything?
Everything.
That's impressive.
Like the movies.
That's impressive.
I would obviously play the game and stuff and collect cards. I still have some.
Yu-Gi-Oh's
Oh.
better, but it's all good. I'm just gonna keep it going.
And then recently, a bunch of my friends from high school watch anime, and they're always talking about it in our group chats, and I feel kind of left out. So I wanted to ask you, what do you recommend I should start?
Your
Should it be
starter?
Attack on
Attack
Titan?
on, it's gotta be
no,
Attack.
no. You can, but it's just gonna be if you finish it, it's gonna be so much better than the rest, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Okay.
If that's your starting point,
It's like having Wagyu, and then you go try the other
absolutely,
steaks.
absolutely, yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
I think Jujutsu Kaisen is a good start. It's a little confusing at first, but it's pretty simple. Demon Slayer. You ever
Okay.
heard of that one? That's a pretty straightforward and simple one.
Tough.
What else? Trying to think of like shorter ones. Promise Neverland.
Okay.
Promise Neverland's a good one too. That's only like it's 2 seasons. I was watching the first season. Season 2 is kind of meh, but it's only like 20 episodes, I think. So that's pretty short. If you want to watch some big hitters, Naruto's obviously great. It's just really long. One Piece is phenomenal. It's the longest anime of all time.
Wow.
What is it, Naruto?
Naruto's One Piece is the longest.
One Piece? Yeah,
One
how
Piece
many
started
episodes?
over 1,000. No, wait, but
Damn.
there's some that are filler episodes, so they don't contribute. So the way anime works, I don't know if it's manga. You know what manga is? It's like comics.
Like comics,
Okay.
yeah.
So
okay.
it's comics. So the authors write the comics, they draw on it and whatever. And so the animators, the animation studios, they take the comics and they put it into live action.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And so like filler episodes are when the animators have caught up to the manga. So like One Piece is still coming out now. It started before I was born,
Oh,
and
wow.
they're
Still
still coming
releasing
out
it.
with mangas. Yeah.
Damn.
And so like when an animation studio is caught up with the manga, it's got nothing to make, right?
Yeah,
so
it's,
they
like,
make
it's like making a movie with no, like, based off books, but the books ran out.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And so they're making filler episodes that don't. It's just ran. You don't need to watch them to know what's going on.
Okay.
But yeah, so One Piece is phenomenal. Dragon Ball is really good, but it is they're longer series, but they're iconic.
course.
You guys all know who Goku is.
Of course,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah,
all know
of
who
course.
Naruto is. So yeah, I mean, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Promise Neverland, My Hero Academia is a good one too. There's a bunch of good stars. I can get you right with that. I can get you right with that.
I bet.
But yeah, you said top 3 TV shows,
Yep.
Yep.
Of all time.
Non-anime.
non-anime. Yeah. Breaking Bad, number 1.
I mean, yeah, that's
Love it.
definitely. Have you ever seen it, Matt?
Of course, bro.
Okay, I was gonna
That's
say.
my top 3. That's
Breaking
my
Bad
top
number
3
1.
too.
Game of Thrones number 2. I've recently finished Game of Thrones earlier this season, and I wanted to put it above Breaking Bad so bad.
But why? Why can't?
The
Because the
ending.
ending.
The
The
ending.
ending.
I get it.
What was wrong with the ending?
But yeah,
though?
see, this is the thing I asked myself too. Well, what would you do different? But it's just
That's what I tell
the
people.
last-
I'm like, how did you guys?
Well, I'll tell you
I
what
think
I would do.
the way the last season was written at times was silly. Like
Okay.
I think, spoilers. I think
It's been out for like 6 years. You're good.
You never know. You
I
never-
think that like when they were fighting the Night King, like Arya came
It
back.
definitely should have been long. Like that. They
It was
built
one
up-
episode. It was one episode, and then you're telling me the Night King is this big figure since like season 1,
Facts.
Yeah.
and you're telling me that Arya, she's tough. Don't get me wrong, but she's a little nimble. She just comes out of nowhere,
But-
gets caught, drops the knife, boom, Night King dead in one shot, in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I think the
Nah.
kill was tough. It just shouldn't have been as soon as
the
he
kill
got
was
there.
great, but you're telling
Should've
me
been at the
that
end.
someone that's been
I feel like Night King should have fought, like maybe killed a couple
Like
of them.
Thanos.
Yeah, like literally Thanos took out some of them
Yeah.
and then died.
and you're telling me just someone that was a quintessential figure for the whole series, and then foreshadowed, and then just dies by one knife stab. Come on, bro.
Yeah, and, the
feel you.
Arya, I do understand her killing him because it was alluded like throughout the whole show. Like she was always like preparing
Yeah.
to like hide as one of them to come out of nowhere. So it was. I understand the Arya part, but yes, you're right.
It was rushed.
definitely should have been longer, and he definitely should have. We didn't even really see. I saw him scrap a little bit against
Yeah.
Jon, but he kind of just like kicked Jon and the girl.
Yeah.
Khaleesi to the
Daenerys,
side,
yeah.
and then just like
That's another
went
thing,
towards.
I think Daenerys' dragons, the one dragon that got shot out the air, dragon shouldn't die like that, bro. It's a dragon. So you're telling me a dragon's flying, whatever.
The one that got a spear like shot
spear through its neck, bro. I was like, it's flying in the air, and then 5 seconds later, it's dead in the water. Like, bro, there's no way. It's
But
a
it
dragon.
was tough when he turned the dragon into.
That was cold. That was cold.
I saw it coming, so I said, "Is he
when
gonna do it?"
When he burned down the wall, oh, that was cold. That was cold.
And like now you have to wait for that season. Now you're like, dude,
That was tough.
come on.
See, I watched it late though, so I watched it all
All the
straight
way through.
That's fine.
I remember
So
I
did
caught up to it. I got into Game of Thrones right when the final season was about to start.
Same.
So I flew all the way up until the season. So I was watching each episode per week with everyone. And everyone was like, after every episode, like, damn, that was kind of like.
Yeah, it's just, and I think the ending too, like, Daenerys went through some shit, you know what I'm saying? She's went from nothing to arguably the most powerful figure.
Yep.
And she did all that to just get stabbed and die, bro. Like, she's at the
felt
throne.
the same way.
She's at
Agree.
the throne.
Where you think so? Who should have been on
I
the throne
agree.
then?
I think her.
No,
I think-
no.
I think her and John.
Well, she was getting crazy, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
that's what they were alluding to.
But
that
you're
she
telling
was,
me, come on, she was solid all year. Or not all year, but the whole show.
But
Yeah,
that was the character arc. She was solid all the way up until the point where she went mad. She became just
I would
like
have
her
liked to
pops.
see her mad
But she
longer.
had fought that identity all show long.
Yeah, but they were
it-
alluding that she would give in like her dad, and she eventually
She did, but I mean, it's understandable.
Is that so? That's who you would pick on the throne? Is Khaleesi?
Yeah, if she didn't, now she went mad, so I get it. But I think she shouldn't have gone mad, bro. She shouldn't have
Who
gone
you
mad.
think you would pick?
Jon Snow.
That's
He's
too.
good.
It was too obvious.
He's my favorite character. He's my favorite character.
I feel like that'll make everybody be like, okay, you know, like we ended
and
it.
also he didn't
He
really
didn't want
want
it.
it too. Like his whole personality was, I don't really want
He
to be
was
king.
the perfect fit. Okay, speaking of king, you making Brandon Stark king at the end of the show.
That
bro.
was crazy.
Come
There's
on,
no
man.
way.
Come on, man.
I mean,
Chris,
no,
we're not doing that. We're not
it's
doing that.
insane.
We're not
No,
doing
no,
that.
he definitely shouldn't have. I don't
No,
think
we're
so.
not doing
But
We're not doing that.
I don't even know. Like,
We're not-
you're right. They really just like
They
This is
rushed
1
it.
through 7, bro. Even 7's questionable. I like 7. 1 through 7 was tough.
My favorite scene in Game of Thrones of all time is when the mountain fights bro. What's his name?
The Hound?
No. The
Oh,
Last
oh.
of Us.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you're talking about.
Pedro.
yeah,
Pedro.
Oberyn Martell. Oberyn
Yup,
Martell, yeah.
yup. They're fighting, and I remember
Ooh,
sitting there
yeah.
watching, like, okay, oh, he cooked a mountain. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, but then they do that little ominous music where it's like, wait, he's not dead.
Like, wait a minute.
And then he grabs the fuck, boom, and then
Bro
just
started crushing his face.
I said,
Insane.
oh no.
What a
What was
show,
my
bro.
favorite? The Red Wedding was good when they killed.
Oh my God.
Kill Robb Stark and them. That was
Bro.
tough. I feel like there's another one that I'm missing. That was tough.
Nah, like him in the mountain fighting was
The Battle of the
crazy.
Bastards.
That was cold.
That was
cold.
insane. The two brothers.
I think any
battling.
scene with her dragons, like actually in
Facts.
action, they did a phenomenal job
Nuts.
with that.
Nuts.
Phenomenal job with that.
So what's your number 3?
Yeah.
Have you seen House of Dragon?
Yes. Yes, I have.
It's amazing. It's
Season
coming
1
out
was
soon.
good. It was a
Season
little
2
slow,
soon.
but they got to set up the show.
The
so.
ending was insane.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
all of a
season
sudden
two
he's
about to be
riding back on his little
Season 2 about to
little
be crazy.
joint.
Yeah, I'm excited for season 2.
Yeah. So Breaking Bad 1, Game of Thrones 2. Man. This is going to sound.
I don't even have a 3, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, those
I
are my
do.
top 2. Third is in the Better Call Saul.
Okay.
In the Breaking
Wow,
Bad
okay.
universe. I would almost argue that Better Call Saul is almost better than Breaking Bad.
That's
Really?
what
I've never
heard.
seen it.
I've heard
Never seen it.
I've
You've
heard
never seen it?
No, I've only seen
Oh,
Breaking
you gotta
Bad.
see it, bro.
Really?
I think Better Call Saul has the best antagonists in the whole series.
Wow. Okay.
Dang.
Better than Gus, in my opinion.
Yeah, Gus was crazy.
Gus was cold, but Lalo in Better Call Saul, he was different.
Him?
Damn.
He was different. Just
to
his
tap
like
in.
his demeanor, and he was cold. You
I
gotta
think
watch
my
it.
number 3 is
Definitely
probably Narcos. Have you ever seen
watch
Narcos?
it. I
course.
haven't seen it, but I know what it is.
Hey, yo, when you get time,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah, gotta watch it.
Pablo in those first 2 seasons,
Uh-huh.
diff.
Insane.
diff.
What's your 1 and 2?
Game of Thrones 1, for sure. Dang. I'm going to say it, bro. Vampire Diaries. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? Have you ever seen it?
No,
No, but that's
You've
like,
never seen
that's
okay,
so
you can't-
random.
Nah, no. If they're watching, if you know, you know.
They're laughing.
One of my
They're
favorites
not
too.
laughing.
Stranger Things. Stranger Things is good.
It's a good one.
That's in my
Stranger
top
Things.
3 actually.
It's a little childish, but I like it.
No. It's fire,
love
bro.
it.
Like just overall, I love the just like the era they have it in, the aesthetic.
Oh, you want to know what this is kind of an anime? Avatar: Last Airbender.
Oh, they did one they just came out with the live action.
It came out a lot. Come watch it. But
Tough.
elite.
Can you believe I've never seen any of them?
You got okay. You got to see Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. Avatar is on Netflix. If you watch that. But-
I've seen Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones.
Oh, you mean
yeah, yeah.
I think you meant anime, right?
Oh, you got to see Avatar: Last Airbender.
Yeah, I've never seen like the original
Yeah,
one.
it's just
Obviously, I've
my-
heard of it, you know, Aang and whatever.
Yeah,
but
Aang. My favorite character is Zuko. His character development is the best in a
So should I watch
all-
the animated one?
Yeah, don't watch live action. It's not
Okay,
the same.
start with the animated
because
one.
the animated one's got humor. That's the
Okay.
thing with anime and stuff. They bring humor. Like you can't in live action. Like
It just doesn't feel
it's
the
not the
same.
same. It's not
yeah,
the
It
same.
doesn't hit the
It's
same.
not the
yeah.
same, bro. You got to watch the animated one.
Okay, I will.
Really good. Yeah.
Thank you for all these recommendations, bro.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, you got to watch that.
I think my top 3 would be number 3, Stranger Things.
It's a great one. I mean,
is
I
good.
completely forgot about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so like
Oh,
the
that came out
cinematography of it
Yeah.
is insane. Like
The
the
fourth
last
season was what really
Oh.
like took it to like.
Are they making
Vecna?
another one or no?
Yeah, they are last
They are?
season. Last season.
Last one?
Yep.
Yeah,
Last
Vecna was
one.
really good. He was a good villain.
Vecna was good, yeah. And then yeah, I kind of agree with you with the Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. Up there also was Prison Break. I don't know if you ever saw that one. You should, bro. It's old, but it's good. It's a classic.
I think it's because it doesn't have that many seasons. It's only like 4 seasons, but only the first 2 are really like.
yeah.
Season
the
1 of
legendary ones.
Prison Break is one of the greatest like TV you'll
Really?
ever watch.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to check it out then.
that's fire, bro. So playoffs. Just wanted to chat with you a bit about it. How does it feel? Obviously different than the regular season, but like, what are your predictions?
Well, what do you mean? What do you
Yeah.
mean predictions? They gonna win.
Yeah, I predict we're
Exactly.
going to win the
But I
whole
want to
thing.
hear like in depth. What do you
I
think?
predict we're going to win the whole thing, but alluding to, like you said, the difference between regular season and the playoffs.
For sure.
The biggest difference is, well, there's a couple, but preparation, your preparation for teams is way different. You're way more in depth because, like I said, you're playing them at least 4 times in a row and at
That's
max
crazy.
7 times in a row.
Yep. So you're full on.
You also, you're full on going at it. You also know what they like to get to. You see, you got 82 games of film that you can watch.
Yep.
That's awesome.
You know what they like to get to, and so every team in the playoffs is very good. And so the way that other teams win, there's certain teams that are that are really good, and other teams that are a little bit. But teams that are, especially in the finals, when both teams are really good, you win by the mental side, the preparation, the game plan.
okay,
What are you
going
going
that
to take
extra.
away? What are you going to take
Wow.
away? You know what I'm saying? You can't just win with talent all the time.
That's crazy.
And then I'd say the most fun difference, at least, is the atmosphere.
It changes completely.
Yeah, you got fans cheering loud the whole game.
Whole game, bro.
The whole game. In a regular season game on a Tuesday or a Monday, it might not be as hype.
Or even just intense in playing it,
Yeah.
bro. Like you go into a playoff now, it's a little bit every possession counts.
You get into a playoff game on a random Thursday, that I'm telling you,
Rocking.
that is rocking. Don't even matter. And I think this series we're playing Denver. I don't want to focus too much on like the history of us versus Denver. But
Yeah, just see. You can even talk about like the altitude, like how like that
Yeah.
that is. And stuff
Denver's
like
the
that.
defending champs. I think that's a good enough reason to get hype about.
Exactly.
For
playing
sure.
the Nuggets. So it's gonna be a really fun series. We got 2 games in Denver, obviously first. It's gonna be real fun when we come back to LA. We're gonna need everybody to help us out, but everybody's gonna be there, and so it's gonna be fun.
Without going like too in depth, obviously, just more so like, what do you think the keys are to not just only just beating Denver, but like just winning in the playoffs in general too?
It's a good question. I think, without giving away too much.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't can't give away.
I think for us, they have given us trouble over the past couple games that we played them. But I think last year playoff series, I think we lost 4 in a row, but they were all in a collection of points that we lost by in 4 games. I think it was like 20, 21 or 24 points.
That's crazy. Close
So,
games.
close
Close
games.
games.
And so, like you said, every possession counts.
Counts,
so it's the
man.
little details. And every team has got to do that. Every team's got to focus on little details,
For
right?
sure.
And so, and the thing with the playoffs is you can't get too high or too low off of game 1 and game 2. So
Like if you lose, like let's say you lose 2, now you come home, but it's like I feel like it's like, I mean, you could test this.
Yeah.
Just one game at a time.
absolutely,
Literally
100%.
just-
That's all you can control. And if you lose game 1 and you go into a panic and a frenzy, then you're not going to be in a good spot. If you win game 1 and you think the series is over, you're not in a good
Nah,
spot.
yeah, facts.
And I think LeBron's Cleveland Cavs team in 2016 or whatever year that was.
it's,
a perfect
it's a
example.
true test to like, you know what I'm saying?
3-1, you're down. You got to win 3 in a row, and anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? So for us, it's just the little details. And like I said, it's been close games with Denver all year, so it's gonna be a real fun matchup. Got elite players on both sides, Jokic and Murray, and they got one of the best starting 5s in the NBA. We got Bron, AD, Rui, AR, D'Lo. We got Gabe off the bench. You got TP. Got Vando hopefully coming back soon. We got a bunch of guys. So
Got you.
yeah, me too.
Yep.
But we got a bunch of guys, and it's gonna be a fun series. It's gonna be real fun. It's gonna be a good test for us. So we're looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, bro. Well, we wish you the best of luck, man. We hope you kill it. And thank you so much for being on the pod, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
We
man. This
appreciate
is
it, man.
pretty
That
surreal.
was
It's
fun,
cool.
dude.
Beautiful day in LA, and get to be on a podcast with some cool people. So yeah,
We
yeah.
appreciate you, bro. We actually have this tradition at the end of every pod, if you're cool with it. We do like a quick prayer.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fine with you?
Absolutely.
It's your turn, Matt.
Yep.
My turn today. Father God, I just want to thank you for this podcast. Thank you for the life of Max. I pray for his family. I pray, God, that you give him health, protect him from any injury, God. I just pray, God, that you continue to evolve his game. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
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 Also, one thing I forgot to talk about that I wanted to mention real quick is like overall, like you had talked about when we walked in, is you used to watch like back in BO3 and stuff like that. Like who were some like the creators you watched, like even like when you were playing COD?
FaZe House for sure.
Okay.
Adapt,
Yeah,
Apex,
Tom.
Rain.
That's fire.
All the OGs, man. Allie A was a big one too.
Same.
Allie
That's
A's
my
a-
Black Ops 2 guy.
Yeah,
I
Allie
used
A's
to
a big one, man. You got the best intros of all time.
Oh my God. The beat drop.
You, my friend, were one of them too, for sure.
Fire,
When he was in FaZe, you had good old Swag XBL.
Yup,
Damn.
yup. You said during that during what COD? BO3?
Yeah, BO3.
What a great COD.
Real good one, man. But yeah, man. So
That's fire.
yeah. So I'm saying it's
Allie
pretty
A.
cool to be up on your podcast, bro.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the podcast. Make sure you guys drop a like and hit that subscribe button down below to join the lobby. Shout out to my boy Max for coming on, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man.
It's a blast. Appreciate y'all.
For sure.
Yeah,
sir.
man. Good luck in the series, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. We're looking forward to it.